Kirk. I think I've heard from you more on this topic than any other topic, and I certainly appreciate the passion that you bring to it. You know, I've had a lot of spirited discussions over the years. I know your heart is 100% in the right place on this, and I think our ability to be able to honor the legacy of those who met their fate and are buried in the cemetery will live on beyond this. So I'm certainly glad that we did this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Canaday, Johns Creek Historical Society, and I want to thank you all. It's been a long struggle and kind of illuminating as I go through the process. I know that all of you collectively have supported this. I spent a lot of time with Ed Densmore on the site and his office, but it's been a long struggle. But I have to share with you that this past week I had the occasion to meet with a family of a person buried out there, a gentleman by the name of Sam Jones. His daughter was there. She's 77 years old. And also a local black historian by the name of Leroy Grogan. And he came out, and one of the things with Leroy was he had a database that he collected over the years. And basically what this database had was the names, the mortician, the funeral home, the death certificates, the obituaries of the people buried there.
Wow.
And so we've kind of folded that into our database. But one of the questions that was asked by the daughter wanted to know why I got involved with this cemetery and how I got involved. And I'm not from this area. I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado. And I didn't speak English until I started school. I spent my time with my grandparents down in Watonga, Oklahoma. My great-granddad was Cherokee Creek and had a different life there, that little small town in Oklahoma. But growing up in Denver was a different story, but I understood a lot about not so much ancestor worship, but I understood about how they cared for the people who were deceased, and they carried the memory. And that's what kind of spurred my passion to look at this cemetery, and I could see things there that most people would probably miss. You know, I knew the church was there. There was a gentleman there who was a caretaker for years at that cemetery and the church, you know, by the name of Herman Osley. And the Osleys are buried up in the northeast corner of that cemetery. And what happened there, don't know. There's a gentleman who's up in age with a little bit of dementia and trying to get him to tell us about what happened there at the church. So it's ongoing history, and as we go through it, we find more and more. There's a history about looking at some of those headstones. Some of those are handmade headstones, and there's a lot of history there. And those people had to put headstones up. Obviously, coming through the 30s and everything, the Depression, you couldn't afford that sort of stuff. So they were maybe in a pile of rocks or something. But you really want to thank Mayor, City Council, City Manager for bearing with me. I know I've been kind of difficult and not appearing to understand the process, but I do understand the process. I know what you had to go through with the eminent domain. But that didn't stop me from putting pressure on you and trying to get you to open your eyes and see things the way I see them. And the vision I have now that this is not going to be a cemetery but a memorial garden. When we get finished with it, we go forward with it. In 3 or 4 years, it'll be a memorial garden. And it'll be something that nobody else has in the area. And the Convention and Visitors Bureau might appreciate having something like that for people to visit. But that's all I have to say. Now, again, I'm really appreciative. And, of course, you heard comments from Joan. We've got junior leadership. Johns Creek is on board now, fundraising. We do have Chauncey Braun, and he is still scheduling and doing restoration of headstones. So, we're making progress. I appreciate it. That's all I have to say. Thank you all.
Thank you for your public comment. I'm proud to say the motion passes unanimously.